Hello everyone! I've been asking for this tutorial for a while now, and it's how I do my basic fancy lighting tutorial, with the end result being like this. I've had a few people ask me about it, so I did a collaboration recently with Esaki from deviantart, and discovered that both characters, well, they have a good contrast from each other, so you guys can see how it works on a dark or light character. Okay, I have the canvas shrunk down to half length, but normally I work on a 1600 by a 1200 canvas. Now, showing this tutorial, I'm using Paint Tool Psi, obviously, and what you should have is a basic layer down for your cell shading. I use 2 layers, you can use 1, whichever your preference, but I found out cell shading works the best for this tutorial and style, and it's really, really simple to do. Go down here. You can see where I have the 2 characters separated. You can go ahead and merge them. Copy the colored layer. Bring it up above your shading. Hold Control, and then click your shading layer. That's going to highlight all the... Whoops! Get away. Sorry about that. When you hold Control and click the thumbnail to the layer, it's going to select all the area that the shading is. Go up here, click Cut, and that's going to cut away all the color for that. If you take everything away, you're just left with the coloring from the characters, which you can leave it like this too, because it gives the characters kind of like a misty look. But for this tutorial, we're not. Bring everything back, bring this back. Now with this layer still here, go up, set it to luminosity. Now you can see with Erebos it kind of looks too light, and then with Raw even it looks a little light right now. So first we're going to do the fun part. Just move my microphone a little bit. Use the blur tool. If you're using Photoshop, I suggest you use the blur tool instead of using like Gaussian blur or one of the filters, because it just gives you a little bit more control over what's going on. And then all you're going to do, just start blurring. I use kind of circles, but you can just do whatever you want. Just whatever looks good to you. Just quickly go through and do this. And on Erebos over here. And then whatever parts you want, just go back over again with the blur. Now it's still a little light, so go up to Filter, go up to your Brightness and Contrast. Oh, excuse me. Go to the Hue and Saturation, up the saturation just a little bit to bring back some of the characters' colors, and bring down the luminescence just a little bit. You're still trying to keep the glow, but you're not trying to overshadow all the different colors. Now Erebos is still just a little too light. So, just gonna go and deselect Raw. Whoops. Make sure you click deselect. And then you're just gonna play around with what looks good to you. Yep, up his saturation just a little bit. That's working. That works a lot better. Use lower luminosity just a little bit. And there. Like I said, it's a really simple thing to do, but it makes your lighting pop more. And a lot of people have asked me how I did this. So there you go. If you want to, you can even add even more fancy lighting. Just play around with it. See what looks good for you. Hope this helped you somehow.